Good morning, children. Welcome back to your history and civics class for the day. Please take out your books. We are doing lesson number 11, The March Towards Freedom. Let's continue the lesson. Let's have a quick flashback of the objectives done in the classroom. Number 1, Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. Number 2, Khilafat Movement. Number 3, Non-Cooperation Movement. Children, I hope you remember the terms done in the previous class. Let's recall it fast. Number 1, Massacre. Number 2, Khilafat Movement. Number 3, Knighthood. Number 4, Caliph. Number 5, Swaraj. And number 6, Communist. Children, now it's your turn to give me the answers of the questions related to the previous topic. Number 1, when did Jallianwala Bagh Massacre take place? Number 2, what was Rowlatt Act? Number 3, why did Rabindranath Tagore renounce the title of knighthood? Next question, who started the Khilafat movement? Next, the Khilafat movement received full support from. When did the non-cooperation movement launch and why did Gandhiji withdraw the movement? The lesson is becoming more and more interesting as we are moving forward with the topics. So let's see that which topics we are going to cover up in our today's class. Number 1, the Revolutionaries' second phase. Number 2, the Simon Commission. Number 3, the Nehru Report of 1928. And last, Lahore session of the Congress in 1929. The technical terms which we are going to learn in today's class are: number 1, revolutionary, a person who starts an action to try to change the government of a country, especially by using violent methods. Number 2, assassination, to murder or to kill someone. Number 3, HRA, Hindustan Republican Association. Number 4, HSRA, Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. Next, dominion status. All laws and regulations of a country are maintained and controlled by its own citizens except for foreign relations and defense. Last, Purna Swaraj means complete independence. Students, in our previous 2 videos, we have seen how the entire nation was stood together to free themselves from the British Raj. In this context, many leaders from Indian National Congress launched so many movements and programs. In addition to this, we cannot forget the struggle of the revolutionaries towards the freedom. So let's study about the revolutionaries' second phase. The revolutionaries were the nationalists who believed in revolutionary methods, which means the use of violence to make a radical change within the society to overthrow the British rule. Revolutionaries believed that if they will take violent actions, they could get the self-rule easily from the British. Their methods of protest were totally different from that of Gandhiji. Basically, the youth of the country got disappointed after Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperation movement. They strongly believed that they won't get freedom from non-violent means. The revolutionaries formed the HRA, that is, Hindustan Republican Association. The main objectives of the HRA were killing the British officials, organize political dacoities, to raise the funds, spread the terrorism among the British, and to do various strikes against the British Raj. The idea attracted young champions. Some immediately joined the organization. They were Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Ashfaqullah Khan, Roshan Singh, Sukhdev, and Ram Prasad Bismil. In 1928, the name of the party was changed to Hindustan Socialist Republican Association because of Bhagat Singh's insistence, as they believed socialism should be one of their goals. Socialism means the political idea that is based on the belief that all the people are equal and that money and property should be equally divided among all. Children, Now open page number 122 for doing the reading from the book. The Revolutionaries' Second Phase. Revolutionaries, as we have discussed earlier also, a person who starts an action to try to change the government of a country, especially by using violent methods. Let's start the reading now. The sudden withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement led to disappointment and frustration among the revolutionaries. This ultimately resulted in the revival of revolutionary activities. Revival means the act of becoming or making something strong. New revolutionary organizations were formed during this period. These organizations supported the radical protest methods like the assassination of British officials. Assassination means to murder or to kill someone. The revolutionaries formed the Hindustan Republican Association. As the revolutionaries felt that socialism should be one of their goals, so they renamed it as Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. It was completely in favor of an armed socialist revolution in India. Chandrasekhar Azad and Bhagat Singh were the main leaders of the HSRA. They were the most famous revolutionaries of that time. The revolutionary movement was also very strong in Bengal. Unpopular police officers and magistrates were the main targets. The most famous among the revolutionaries of Bengal was Master Surya Sen. He formed the Indian Republican Army to take arms and use them in their struggle against the British. He attacked and looted. Looted means to steal the things. The police armory. Armory means a place where weapons are stored. At Chittagong on 18th April 1930 with other revolutionaries. He was later captured and sadly killed. The Indian Republican Army was a short-lived revolutionary army that was created by Surya Sen. The army was created with the goal of liberating the city of Chittagong, Bengal Presidency, from British rule. Chittagong is a present-day district in Bangladesh. The Simon Commission. The Simon Commission was a group of 7 MPs from Britain who were sent to India in 1928 to study constitutional reforms, means to bring some constitutional changes, and make recommendation to the government. It came to be known as the Simon Commission after its chairman Sir John Simon. It was opposed by Nehru, Gandhi and Jinnah, basically by all the Indian leaders, because it contained 7 members of the British Parliament but no Indian. Indian saw it as an insult to their self-respect. Lala Lajpat Rai led one procession against Simon Commission. His slogan was, "Simon, go back." Saunders, a British police officer, lathi charged the peaceful demonstrators in Lahore. In one such lathi charge, Lala Lajpat Rai was wounded and later died of fatal injuries. Bhagat Singh planned to kill Officer Saunders, who ordered lathi charge at the protesters and killed Lalaji. Chandrasekhar Azad, Rajguru and Bhagat Singh killed Officer Saunders. Meanwhile, the British government introduced a public safety bill in the parliament. In April 8, 1929, Bhagat Singh, along with freedom fighter Batukeshwar Dutt, threw 2 bombs inside the Central Legislative Assembly in New Delhi. Interestingly, their actual intentions behind this act was to get arrested and to use the court appearance to further the cause of their organization, Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. Unfortunately, Bhagat Singh and his fellow revolutionaries, Sukhdev and Rajguru, were executed on March 23, 1931. Children, now take out page number 123. Let's do the reading of the Simon Commission. The Simon Commission was formed in 1927 by the British government. It took up the task of recommending constitutional changes in India. Sir John Simon was appointed as the head of this commission. All the members of the commission were British. This was a humiliation for Indians, as this implied that the Indians were not capable of thinking about their betterment. Humiliation means to hurt someone's pride. The British were of the view that different groups of India had major conflicts. Conflicts means a fight or an argument. So they could never reach on any agreement over constitutional changes. Hence, the commission refused the demand of the Indians for self-government. The Muslim League and the Indian National Congress boycotted the commission. Muslim League was a political party which was established for the demand of separation of Muslim majority nation Pakistan. Then, in February 1928, the Simon Commission arrived in India. The Indians launched a huge protest. They greeted the commission with black flags and banners everywhere saying, "Simon, go back." An anti-Simon demonstration. Demonstration means an act of showing somebody that how something works. So a demonstration was organized in Lahore. Saunders, a British police officer, lathi charged the peaceful demonstrators in Lahore. In this lathi charge, Lala Lajpat Rai was badly injured. He died soon after the incident. The British faced retaliation. Retaliation means revenge. Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad and Rajguru killed Saunders. On the walls of the Lahore city, a leaflet was pasted at several places. It was a handwritten leaflet explaining the reasons for Saunders' murder. Leaflet means a small sheet of printed paper. Meanwhile, the British government introduced a public safety bill in the Central Legislative Assembly. To protest against this bill, Bhagat Singh and B.K. Dutt threw a bomb in the Central Legislative Assembly on 8th April 1929. They made sure that the bomb was harmless. It was thrown just to create fear in the hearts of the British. Bhagat Singh and his fellow revolutionaries Sukhdev and Rajguru were executed on 23rd March 1931. Executed means to kill somebody as an official punishment. A letter was produced as a proof against Bhagat Singh in the case known as the Lahore Conspiracy Case. The Lahore Conspiracy Case was the case which was filed against Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru for killing British police officer John P. Saunders. It was dated 18 December 1928. This letter was in Bhagat Singh's handwriting. A notice published by Hindustan Socialist Republican Army on the death of Lala Lajpat Rai. J.P. Saunders is dead. Lala Lajpat Rai is avenged. Avenged means to take revenge. Really, it is horrible to imagine that so lowly and violent a hand of an ordinary police official, J.P. Saunders, could ever dare to touch in such an insulting way the body of one so old, so revered, and so loved by 300 millions of people of Hindustan, and thus cause his death. Let the world know that India still lives, that the blood of youth has not been totally cooled down, and that they can still risk their lives if the honor of their nation is at stake. Stake means claim. Long live the revolution. The Nehru Report of 1928. Lord Birkenhead gave challenge that even if Indians would be given 3,000 years, then also they won't be able to make their constitution. But his challenge was accepted by the leaders of the INC, means Indian National Congress, and at a very short span of time, they have prepared their constitution. All parties conference met in February 1928 and appointed a committee under the leadership of Motilal Nehru. The main recommendations of the Nehru Report. Number 1. Dominion status. A dominion was the title given to the semi-independent polities under the British Crown. It means all laws and regulations of a country are maintained and controlled by its own citizens except for foreign relations, defense and communication. These three areas, foreign relations, defense and communication, would go under the British control. Rejection of separate electorates. In case of separate electorates, the voting population of a country or region is divided into different electorate based on certain factors such as religion, caste, gender, and occupation. Here, members of each electorate votes only two elected representatives for their electorate. Electorate means all the people who can vote in a region or a country. Nehru Report rejected the proposal of separate electorates, and that's why Muslim League also rejected the Nehru Report. Page number 124, the Nehru Report. Let's start with the reading. The Indians made an attempt to draft an all-agreed constitution for India. An all-party meet was convened in 1928. Convened means to come together for a meeting. A committee under the chairmanship of Motilal Nehru was organized to draft the constitution. They came with a draft within a year. It was called the Nehru Report. It demanded dominion status for India. Dominion status is a very important term, children. It means all laws and regulations of a country are maintained and controlled by its own citizens, except for foreign relations, defense and communication. These particular three areas will come under the British, that is the foreign relations, defense and communication. However, the Muslim League rejected the report. And we know why Muslim League rejected the proposal. That was due to the rejection of the separate electorates. Lahore session of the Congress 1929. The Nehru Committee report of 1928 had lapsed as dominion status was not acceptable. As per, the Purna Swaraj resolution was passed at the Lahore Congress session of 1929. The word Purna Swaraj means complete independence. It means now the Indian leaders, they don't want the dominion status. They now want complete independence, means the transfer of the full power, no more dominion status. Children, let us remind ourselves one more time about what was dominion status, as this is the most important term and you will read about it in your future history civics topics. Dominion status means all laws and the regulations of a particular country maintained and controlled by its own citizens, except for foreign relations, defense and communications. These three areas are going to be literally seen by the British rule. This was known as the dominion status. I am reading from page number 124, topic Lahore session of the Congress 1929. In December 1929, the Congress session was held at Lahore. It was presided over by Jawaharlal Nehru. Presided means to be in charge of a discussion. In this session, the Congress declared its aim as complete independence or Purna Swaraj. The newly adopted tricolour was hoisted on 31st December 1929. This flag slightly differed from our national flag. The Congress celebrated 26th January 1930 as the Day of Independence from the British rule. It was decided that every year this day, that is 26th January, will be celebrated as Independence Day. I hope you all have understood the objectives done in today's class. Let's repeat them one more time. The Revolutionaries, second phase. Then we have learnt about the Simon Commission. Then the Nehru Report of 1928. And the last objective, Lahore session of the Congress 1929. And I hope you all are following the school link on YouTube for learning the topics in a better way and enhancing your knowledge to the fullest. Read page 122 till 124 of your book. Learn the technical terms and do the related back exercises. Till then, bye, take care and have a wonderful day.